Hi people, how y'all doing? Welcome and welcome back to the channel. Sandra here, and I am back again with another video from Charlie Kirk, and this is between Charlie Kirk and a college feminist. Okay, this feminist, they always crack me up. I'm sorry if that's the wrong thing, if that's the wrong emotions I'm attaching to this video, but to be honest, sometimes they actually just get me straight out like upset, because I'm just like I cannot understand, like, where's your head at? How does your brain process information? And just I question all of that. So like it's really confusing, and then some of the time they just make me laugh. Okay, so let's get into this video and find out which of these emotions I'm gonna leave this video with. Okay, if this is your first time coming on here, you're highly welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. I really hope you're gonna see this video through from the very start to the very end, so we can put our heads together. And without further ado, people, let's just hop right into the video.
Trump over any other people's opinion.
Right. So do you believe that there is a truth out there?
Everything is subjective, but there is a right or wrong morally, especially when you're in a cultured society that is based off a set of standards and norms that we act on and we act as.
So everything is subjective. So is it objectively true you and I are having a conversation right now?
Yes.
So that's not subjective then. So not everything is subjective.
So why do you believe morals?
Okay.
Right. So something is objective.
Yes, but why do you believe your subjective opinion trumps over other people's opinion?
Right. Well, let me ask you another question. I'll tell you. I will answer.
Please don't interrupt me. You can. No. Let me finish my sentence. I do not want to hear it.
Oh, hello. In the same sentence, she contradicts herself. In the same sentence, she realizes that she isn't speaking straight. And in a typical world, with a typical individual, they would acknowledge that and try to, put themselves right. But no, these college students, they want to attack, because that's the defense mechanism. And I don't even know why they chose that as a defense mechanism. I don't know where it has worked or where it has taken them to where they should be, because she's like, oh, there's no truth. Like, how is there no truth? Okay, let's say, okay, yeah, there's no truth. Everything is subjective in a world that has certain standards, like, just mixing things together. And it was subjectively true that they were having a conversation, and then she's going on to ask him why he feels that his subjection trumps over like every other person's. But how? Because they actually are having a conversation, or is she some kind of like ghost we don't know about? And you're asking somebody a question, the person is trying to give you a response, and then you're shutting him up and you're trying to be feisty. I don't know if maybe she just wants to be hailed from the back, because these college students, they tend to dull feistiness. Like when people are just being outrightly shallow, then they will cheer you up. So maybe that's what she wanted. And like Charlie Kirk has gotten a lot of this is an insult. To be honest, this is an insult, because first of all, they don't really have any right to be insultive or disrespectful to anyone who didn't disrespect him or her. And in this case, obviously, Charlie Kirk didn't disrespect anyone, nor did he even, approach anyone, right? But let's say, okay, that's how the world is dysfunctional. I lost my train of thought, but let's just...
You think that your opinion is over other people's opinions. You think you were right subjectively.
Okay.
What is right or wrong?
Okay, is murder wrong?
Yes, of course.
Well, then abortion should be illegal. Answer to question.
What constitutes a human? What is a human?
Deoxyribonucleic acid and conception.
But to me, a human would be...
Mother isn't wrong, not in every case. I don't know why that wasn't picked up on. I really would love that girl to come and stand, because to be honest, like when I hear opinions that actually, different from mine, and most cases seem quite dumb to me or disturbing, I actually am very open-minded enough to want to know where your head is at. Like, why do you think murder, I'm just wondering what instance could murder be acceptable? Maybe when we're killing chickens or something, because I don't know if it's going to be humans, because even oh well.
Someone with a consciousness who is alive in this world.
Well, guess what? You're wrong. So that's fine.
You're wrong, because I think that's right and you think that's right.
Prove it wrong.
What constitutes a human being? What is the definition of a human being?
The creation of DNA that will never exist again, and a soul goes into that moment. I don't expect you guys.
What's a soul?
A soul?
What's a soul?
What is a soul?
What is a soul?
The eternal, indistinguishable, let's just say non-visible being of your existence.
I don't believe that. I don't believe anything is eternal.
Sorry you don't believe it.
That does not make yours.
Yeah, you
Hold on a second. Here's the thing.
overwhelming.
At some point, somebody's truth has to win. Because guess what? Your truth doesn't matter. That's
Guess
still
what?
a truth
You've had
claim.
your truth in this country for the past thousands of decades.
Thousands of decades.
Not thousands. Whatever. My bad. That's a little embarrassing. But like your truth has been the narrative of this country forever.
Has
and
it?
you think
Roe
yes,
versus
the
Wade
white
just
straight
got
male
repealed.
truth,
Abortion was legal in this country for 40 years.
And before the 40 years, what was
and
it?
crime dropped
Thankfully illegal in
40%
most
after it
And
went.
on top of that, do you
Became-
Oh
not
wait,
think-
hold on. Do you think abortion lowers crime rates?
Crime dropped 40% after abortion became legal.
Why is that the case?
It's called a statistic.
Who has the most abortions in America?
Woman.
Black people. Is that
Black
so? Are you
women.
trying to say the termination of blacks in the womb lower crime? That's a very racist argument. Blacks. What?
Sir, that's a leading question. Sir, that's a leading question.
You guys can come up and talk if you want. Yeah, it's 95 degrees out here, man. So, yes, sir.
That's a racist.
No, you're the racist. You're the says that abortion lowers crime rates and blacks have the most abortions in the country. Yes. It's not name calling. Wait, is it not Black Lives Matter or is it African American Lives Matter? It's both. Oh, really? Okay, I thought it was BLM, so I say blacks. Okay.
Do you believe that you have some sort of privilege that skews your view on other people's lives? Because personally, I don't believe you could step in my shoes as a black woman and relate and understand the things. So I feel like it's not fair for you to choose what I get to do with my life because I'm a black woman in a white society.
But you get into college easier than I do?
What?
Yes, you get jobs and internships that white kids don't get.
Oh, poor white people.
You have entire movements dedicated to your race.
We're so like.
Okay.
Sir, do you remember those movements are to get riots. You're crazy. Okay,
Do you not believe in racism?
Of course racism exists. The Democrat Party is still alive and well.
Do you think people are racist against white people?
All the time. All the time.
That's his definition.
Affirmative
of
action is
racism.
racism against white people. Yes.
Okay.
And Asians as well.
And Asians, that's right.
So I do have a question in that sense. If affirmative action is racism, why are most colleges predominantly white?
Why are they most predominantly white?
Why are most colleges, public colleges, are predominantly white? I'm talking to you.
We're a majority white country. You realize that, right? So colleges are the depiction of the nation.
Okay.
And actually, blacks on campus are disproportionate more than their population in certain areas, in certain campuses, than their population because of affirmative action.
In HBCUs? Is that what
Certain
you're talking
campuses.
About? Are you talking about HBCUs?
So, but let me just ask a more broad philosophical question. Why does skin color matter at all? Why should we care about it?
Because of the society we live in.
Well, hold on.
Because of the
But
society
no.
You're dismissing anything that has ever happened to someone of color
Let me ask
by
you a
saying
question.
that.
What can you do, or what can I do that you can't do? What law?
Explain how
Affirmative action is lowering of test standards and quota for a quota.
You're an idiot.
No, it's
I'm
not.
gonna tell you
It's
how
the way
it
it works.
I'm gonna tell you how it works. 'Cause I
Yeah, it's the way it works. I'm not going to entertain fallacies. Tell me
you won't
why.
entertain me because I
Just let him
Why-
talk. We have to hear your fallacies.
It's fine.
Why does skin color matter?
let him talk. Well, don't
I
call me an
believe
idiot.
skin
Be
color
respectful.
matters
He's being
because of the
respectful.
society
He's not
we
being
are
respectful.
in.
Do you know how
And I
this
guess
shit
it goes
works? It's
into
called
critical
rights.
race theory.
Removing
Yes, it
rights
is.
Because of the
disrespectful.
society we have
I'll
lived
do it too.
in, race is a factor. If from the beginning of time race wasn't a factor, and there was never anybody who was oppressed because of their race, I feel like it would not play a part in anything that we do. But because literally less.
Oh, it's just Charlie.
They were interrupting you. I was.
You believe about black on black crime?
Hey, did I just
Do I believe in black on black crime?
Yeah.
It's abundant.
Explain, please.
Yeah, it's the number one cause of death in many black communities. I mean, I'm just being honest. Like,
He is right.
Okay. Now,
So back to our previous argument that was interrupted. So in the sense of what, like I was saying, you don't believe like because of the history and because races have been oppressed, you don't believe like race plays a part in things, and you don't believe like
no, that's not true. No. So, do you know who Thomas Sowell is? You know who Thomas Sowell is?
No.
I really encourage you to look. Thomas Sowell's great. He's one of the best black economists of the 20th century. Grew up in Harlem, and he's done the best research in the 1940s, 1950s, and 60s black community. And essentially, his argument is that black America was experiencing a renaissance in the 50s and 60s, despite discrimination. Yes. Now, the one part that I would agree with.
But, however, it's not the black community as a whole, it's Harlem black community.
There's Chicago too, but let's pretend you're right, okay? The one argument that I would agree with, and I'm against systemic racism arguments, the one that I would say, you know what, there was something very wrong is when Democrat Lyndon Baines Johnson came in and destroyed the black nuclear family. If there was one part where I could say, you know what, that was unjust and that has to be undone, it's when Lyndon Baines Johnson went in through the Great Society program with the intent to destroy the black nuclear family.
Okay. So in that sense, do you believe the war on drugs also played a part? Or
Not
do you not
really.
believe in the war on drugs?
Well, look, I mean, I believe we should be very harsh on drugs, but I think I would give some merit to the argument of some government agencies peddling cocaine in the inner cities. There is evidence to show that. I'm not going to debate it. Do I think it has so for example, like there's one number that I'm fascinated with, right? Single motherhood in the black community was about 28% in 1945. Okay? Now it's around 65 to 70%. Why? Are we more racist than we were in 1945?
No.
Okay. So then what happened?
The war on drugs.
Okay, fair enough.
The war on drugs. The demolishing the nuclear family, in a sense.
Right,
And
we
I
agree.
believe due to the history that's happened, racism is still very prevalent in a lot of the a lot of the systems that are in America, correct?
Yeah. So no, of course not. But I was actually caught by your shirt. You know, Malcolm X was super pro-life.
Yes.
I think Malcolm X could teach a lot of the black movement something, because it more so than Martin Luther King, because Malcolm X, I'm getting there. Malcolm X, some people don't describe him correctly as being violent, right? That was a very small part of his literature. He was very big on trying to get black America to succeed despite the white liberal.
Yes.
And
not the white liberal.
He did say white liberal. Oh, you go look up the Malcolm X white liberal quote. And so I think that's interesting. Just think about it. Go look up Malcolm X warned against white liberals owning black America for their own gain, which is exactly what BLM is.
Okay, so back to my initial point. Back to my initial point. You don't believe that my truth can be different than yours, specifically based on race.
Experiences can be different, but there is always a truth. I'll give you an example. We all might have 5 different opinions of a car crash, right? But eventually a truth will be revealed of what really happened. Does that make sense?
So you believe that your truth is the truth that you have found yourself is the ultimate truth.
And then the guy
I would hope so. Yeah.
Super.
And I'm willing to learn.
And then make America great again.
Otherwise,
I
think Malcolm X could teach us a lot right now. Yes.
What do you think about like the 1960s and 70s militarization of the police, the shift in the police?
Yeah, I mean, I'm generally very pro-police. What about the military? I mean, the question is what came first, and I honestly don't know the answer. Was it the rise in crime, or was it the increase? Was it the police that went into the inner?
If you knew what you were talking about, you would know the answer.
Yeah, it's not so clear, because there was a massive crime wave in the early 1970s in New York, where a lot of New Yorkers demanded more police with heavier weaponry and the ability to enforce the law.
And post-militarization of the police, crime went up.
And then it went down in the 80s. Violent crime went down big time.
Well, let's talk about the 10 years that right after. What happened there? What do you think happened there?
So you're drawing a correlation between police officers being militarized and more people committing crimes.
Over-militarization of the police, yes.
Why?
Not exactly more people committing crimes, more people being arrested for crimes.
Okay.
And put into jail or minor crimes.
I can't disagree with that.
The prison system, I mean, we account for...
why do people go to prison, right? Because they commit crimes, so...
Holy moly. I would love a time where someone comes on stage. There could be a video like that, but I just haven't, gotten into it, right? But I would love a time where someone comes on stage, takes the mic stand and says something to Charlie Kirk, and Charlie Kirk would actually have to have a think. Everything, not even like just a moment to reflect and even just say, oh my goodness, thank you for that question. That question actually is crucial to, whatever the topic is. Like, I would want to see one of those college students come challenge Charlie Kirk, pass out like, I just really would want to see, them having some very critical curiosity, some very crucial curiosity, because what more haven't I seen, right? So those girls, they were on him, everyone actually, everyone who's against Charlie Kirk, that's always the line, they feel like Charlie Kirk is so egoistic. I mean, I think he has some ego, and I feel he's entitled to that because he has immersed himself with that much knowledge, that much exposure, which is not easy, it's not common. Obviously they can see themselves, if they can see themselves. So I feel like he is entitled to that level of ego, which isn't really, it's not like it's blinding or it's like glaring in your face. So people who have an issue with Charlie Kirk's ego, I don't know, I feel like they have some self-esteem issues. So they were coming at him, trying to make it seem like he is, would I say, narcissist, because he's trying to be right all the time. He's trying to be the one who has the most answer, and in case where it's discovered that he has the answer, they go with the oh, there is no answer. You get what I mean? Like, that's just so weak. And that black girl talking about white privilege and the white girl talking about white racism, black on black crime, like, what are you, like, these questions or question, I feel like I've gotten into one too many of those videos where I'm just like over it, because they must always throw the white privilege card. I don't know if they're mistaking racism, because they're aware of racism, right? I don't know if there's a possibility that they're mistaking racism to white privilege, but I don't know why they would do that. I think that could be it. I think they're mistaking racism to white privilege. Okay, let's go with that, because I'm still yet to see, a scenario where white privilege prevailed, yeah, but they still go on with that notion in their heads, and it's just very weak. It doesn't hold a lot of, it doesn't even hold water. I want to say it doesn't hold a lot of water, but it doesn't even hold water at all. And yeah, I mean, the question she asked about the percentage of, like, why the schools are predominantly white. I mean, you're in a predominantly white country, so definitely the white people are going to be dominant, they're going to be the majority. Do you get me? So just a whole lot of BS, to be honest. I mean, they had some laughs here and there. I just feel like they came to entertain themselves. I really hope that they got one or two things from this, but nonetheless, we did get into this. Obviously, I want to know what you think about this down in the comment box. Please do engage me with your thoughts, your comments, all of that good stuff. I'm really going to appreciate it. But we have come to the very end of today's video. Thank you so much for joining me. I really hope you guys had a good one. Do also give this video a big thumbs up if you know you did enjoy it, and do not hesitate to comment your opinions, your thoughts, and all of that good stuff as already stated. And upon to the very next one, people, let's keep on staying safe and healthy. So bye.